life, and it's basically about music that really does things to people, not just music that is like, oops, I did it again. You know, it's music that really moves people. And I wanted to, well, I'm using your music, obviously, and so I kind of wanted to see like how you felt like about that, like when you hear these things, like, you know, people tell you all the time, your music does this to me, you know, it affects my life, it changes my life. You know, how does that, I mean, that must be like really big, right? I mean,
yeah, it's very touching because for me, I can look back at certain moments in my life that were certainly changed by the music that I was listening to. I feel like music has a sublime ability to transcend a lot of the intellectual baggage that we have, and perhaps open our eyes to a different way of seeing the world than any other art form. You know, I think there's for me, whether it's Radiohead or Ben Folds 5 or you know, I think I had kind of a spiritual experience listening to James Taylor driving down the mountain one time, and it's those types of experiences that you know, I feel really honored to be a part of somebody's world in that fashion.
And okay, you guys, like, you're in town right now and you're playing a small, intimate venue, and I feel, and I know a lot of bands have said that when you're in a smaller venue, it's more like connection with the audience and everything. Do you guys feel like that changes your on-stage performance, you know, as opposed to like playing a big arena and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's the type of thing where if you're having a conversation, you know, one-on-one with somebody in, you know, your house, you're going to have a different conversation than if you're talking with somebody in a crowded room at a restaurant table, you know, with 18 people.
Yeah.
It's just, they're very different. And for me, the smaller rooms represent the ability to actually physically see every single person there. You know, a lot of times when you're playing for thousands of people, the only people you see are the first 20 rows, and that's it. You know, so tonight to be able to feel the intimacy with everyone there,
So it's something you feel on stage.
yeah, you definitely do. I think there's different types of performers. I'm a huge Bob Dylan fan, but I think the way that he views a musical performance is totally different than the way I would view it. I mean, I think he is very open about the idea that he does his thing irrespective of what crowds do. And for me, I almost, to a fault, I almost play the show from the crowd's perspective, you know. And a good evening is not a good evening where every note has been hit perfectly and everything's in tune in time. A good evening is an evening where a conversation occurred, you know, and I feel like that can happen in big arenas, but it can also happen in these smaller venues as well.
Yeah. Well, I know we feel it. We've been to like 6 of y'all shows, and every time you guys really do a great job at connecting. Like, we feel like we're part of something mutual going on, you know, with the music. So
awesome. It's one of those things where we've done a fair share of like TV performances and Leno and Letterman and that. And, it's one of those things where you might be playing in front of millions of people, but the reason why we're here in Atlanta right now is for the specific number of people that are within the walls of the Roxy, you know. So it's like I can see everyone can see us, and
kind of feed off of the people.
Yeah, and the idea is, you know, everyone's there for a reason. We're there for a reason. We came all the way from California for the specific reason of playing right here tonight, you know, this song right now, and it's kind of just really recognizing the moment for what it is, and fully, you know, living and fleshing out that moment, I suppose.
Awesome.